it took forever to get them women on here.
I know now they want to do it all.
They're not doing it, you know?
We need to do the two of them, to the four of us, more, right?
Yeah,
more often.
Absolutely.
Right. So, all right,
hey,
pray us in. What?
When you get back from surgery, when we're having the venison, which we'll eat before we do a podcast, probably.
We got Madeline on January 11th, which is basically a week and a half after my surgery.
Well, then after that.
Right. So, I'm just praying that I'm good for Madeline, because it's not like I can reschedule that one. You know what I mean? She's flying in from New York. So it's not, so that one is, I will figure out how to be,
you'll
be good for that one. So, I mean, it is anyway. So, hey, pray us in.
All right. Heavenly Father, we come to you this day in prayer to thank you for the gift of life, the gift of sobriety, the gift of, as Larry and I have salvation through Christ. As we get into the holidays, Lord, be with our families, be with our loved ones, be with those who don't have that. And more importantly, Lord, in the Bible, you are called the great physician. I pray that you would guide the hands of the doctors, the hearts of the doctors, and that this surgery would be all that it is supposed to be. And that recovery is on the backside of this. And that you be glorified through all of this. It's in Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's go to work.
Let's go to work.
Hello, Robert.
What's up, kid?
Oh, you know.
Same old.
I gotta get it. So, I mean, we're right on the cusp of, this show is actually going to be airing. So my first surgery is on the 29th. My second surgery is on the Thursday. So this one, my first surgery is on a Monday.
Right.
This will air, I want to say, the day of my second surgery, the 31st. Right. So this one, as you're listening, just know I'm going under the knife.
So now,
for the second time.
Surgery number one on the 29th, are they going through the front or the back?
The 29th will be through the front. 29th will be through the front.
And they flip you over.
Then they're going to give me a day of rest, and they're going to flip me over and go through the back. So once again, this is all, it's only Sunday, right? Yeah. A lot can happen before then, but you know, I just stay praying, and you know, it's one of those things. We talked about it yesterday. You know, yesterday morning at the meeting, I really didn't want to talk. I really did not want to talk yesterday, because I knew, and I still am, I'm in a very vulnerable mind fuck part
emotional,
tired. Oh my God, tired.
Spiritually wore out, mentally, physically.
I feel like it's all I talk about. You know,
and when we are weak, who's supposed to be strong?
Him.
That's right.
Right.
In our weakness, the Bible says, in our weakness, he is strong. He is strength.
And it's just, you know, and I really didn't want to talk yesterday. And some prick decides to text me across the table and says, "You're next." And I'm like, okay, you know, and I tried to,
can I tell you a secret? Sitting next to me was about to text you the same thing, apparently. He told me, he goes, good thing you text Larry, because I was getting ready to do the same thing.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I maybe you guys noticed that I needed to get something out.
The same spirit runs through all of us.
Yeah, buddy. It does, especially us that are all in that same group together. Hey, did you notice I got that turned around?
Yeah, I see that. I can read it now.
Hey, you know what? Slowly but surely, I got this video thing getting better and better. We'll see what happens. So yeah, it was just, you know, and you know, there's a lot of stuff happening, and once again, I get so tired of it, and you know, I know my family and people around me are getting tired of hearing me talk about it. I know damn good and well you guys are getting tired of me, you know, but that's how I feel, right? That's how I perceive it. You know, I've had to quit chewing, which is, you know, that's a whole other aspect on top of it,
yeah,
right?
It is, yeah.
I mean,
those of us who have quit that,
right?
You know, cold turkey like you did. It's something. That shit's hard.
Yeah, and I was reading an article this morning about a guy that said, you know, he was a heroin addict, and he basically said quitting Copenhagen, quitting tobacco was harder than him when he gave up heroin. And you know what? And for me, I didn't think that I had that addiction to the nicotine, but I did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did. I think I'm through it. I think I am through that part of it. You know, now it's just a back and forth of, you know, that hobby of grabbing something and blah blah blah, you know. So
after a meal,
yeah, that stuff, and after this and before this, and switching
just a habit,
and it's just a stupid thought process, and it's just.
But now, you'll pass your nicotine test. Your surgery will take better because your bones will fuse because you got that shit out of your body. Everything you're doing the action.
Right.
We want God's blessing, don't we?
I do.
We want God's hand on this.
Yeah.
So we've got to do it. We've got the shovel.
Right.
We've got to start digging the hole.
You know, the shit part about it is obviously I've been reading a lot, and I finally was like, how long does it take nicotine to get out of your body, right? The first one says 1 to 3 days, except for heavy users that take up to 20, 30 days. And I'm like, well, fuck. What do I have to do to help speed this up? Yeah. It said drink a lot of water. So
flush your system.
I've been drinking gallons a day trying to get it ready. So anyways, I mean, once I shared, I mean, everybody, you know, when you start sharing in one of those meetings, you get vulnerable, right? I mean, I do. Emotional. I mean, I'm a puker, right? When I start talking, I tend to puke. And because I don't know, maybe I don't have a filter. I don't know. I just know that
but you have never shared anything at group level that shouldn't be shared at group level.
No,
you know what
absolutely
I mean.
not.
So that's people that puke.
Right.
Are people that come in, you know, they
right. No. You're right. You're right.
They share shit. Hey, that's between you and you know.
Yeah. No. I mean, so
it's great.
No, it was definitely something that I needed the group to work with me on and to pray and give me the opportunity to puke it out. And they did, you know what? And you know, the thing about it is that in that group, the amount of love that I've gotten is incredible. And, but you know, one of the things that we talked about, you know, afterwards that I wanted to talk about today, because, you know, I'm not alone, right? Same thing when you went through cancer. Same thing. You weren't alone. You're not the only one that's ever went through it, and you won't be the last.
That's right.
I'm not the only one that's having to go through a double back surgery in the matter of 2 days and having to quit. I'm not the only one.
Nope.
And this isn't life altering. Well, it could be, but you know, I'm trying not to bring that up into my.
A friend of mine on the program who reached out to me the other day because I texted the wrong Susan.
Yeah.
And the Susan I hadn't talked to in a while. Hey, Rob, is everything okay? Because she moved to up towards Sacramento, Folsom. You know, so I haven't seen her in a while, and she had what you had. They opened her up from the front, put a cage on,
right?
Then the next day turned her around and finished the cage, and you know, I don't know if they're caging you up, but
it's basically the same.
And hers are from getting rid. She got rid of like 3 anyway. But that was something. She was in constant.
Yeah,
and that fixed her. I mean, she's never been. I mean,
you know,
pain.
Through the MRIs and through the CT scans, you can literally see where the nerves wrap around my pelvis bone and come down or wrap around my. He pointed out. I don't know if it's my SIs or where it's at, but he can see it where my nerves, where they come out of the canal at the bottom, are wrapped around. And it's, you know, I just pray that it is, that's where it is. But you know, going back to what you and I spoke about yesterday and what I kind of puked out, or I don't know if about puke, but you know, I covered in it, is like, you know, since my accident in 1988, this will be my 22nd or 24th surgery, right? A lot. Katie's been with me. All of it, except for 2 when I was younger, right? 2 of those 24 was when I was younger. She's been through every one of them with me from the day of my accident, before we were really dating, right? She was there in the emergency rooms and in the waiting rooms, and before my family even knew who she was, right? She's in the waiting room, and nobody even really knew. That's how my wife met my family, was in the waiting room while I was in surgery, right? So, hell of a way to start a relationship. And now, you know, my family this will be, you know, it's hard for her. She's struggling with this, but all right, she should be. Right?
What part of this?
Because the whole thing, right? I mean, I had to really get out of my skin yesterday, as I was talking to you a little bit, and I had to start rolling back my parts. And, you know, what have I not done correctly? Because she's obviously got some resentments over these, you know, over all this stuff. You know, she has pains of her own that she hasn't been able to tend to, because she's worried about taking care of her husband. And, you know, and I feel like a shithead for it, right? And it's just, and you know, I say this and I'll say it again. I don't have a day sober without an immense amount of pain, right? From the day they sobered me up at Maynard's, by the time when I came out of can't even remember what it's
I mean,
called.
but let me ask you this, because Bonnie brought it up. I mean, early in sobriety, I'll walk through. How much pain did we mask through our alcoholism?
Honestly, Rob, I can honestly tell you, and this goes to prove to me just how deep I was in my alcoholism. I don't remember. The only thing I remember, and not like that I forgot, but the only time I really felt an extreme amount of pain is I was bowling at a conference. It was just a big bowling outing, and man, I could not walk for 2 days. My left hip, I couldn't move. Yeah. I couldn't move. I couldn't drink enough to get.
But we masked so much pain and discomfort. So, I mean, I don't remember me doing dope or alcohol or drinking Jack. Right. I don't remember being sick either.
No,
not with the flu or nothing, because we just masked.
Oh, the sicker I got, the more I drank. Right.
So not only did you, when you get sober, do you start feeling emotionally, because alcohol buries those too.
Right.
The physical, as we're getting older. I got sober at 38. You got sober. At 50. What?
50. At 52.
Right.
At 52. Right.
So.
Yeah, 52.
All of those feelings come as well.
Right. You know,
it's a lot to take.
It's a lot. And then, you know, so for me going into it, you know, obviously I'm going into it trying to manage work, right? That's one. Number two, is this going to work? Right? Is it going to work this time? You know, and one of the things you and I spoke about yesterday is the fear that I have. And I can't control that fear at this point. And it's, you know, I keep saying, you know, I turn it over every morning. I do, right? Mm-hmm. I turn it over every morning. God, take this. I don't want to have these fears. I don't want these fears. And what's the fear, right? What's the fear?
What are you?
This isn't going to work. And I'm going to continue to be in this pain. But as I've said from the very, you know, how I've dealt with, once again, I deal with mental health as well, right? So with this pain, it constantly beats me up. And then the why me comes in, and I fucking hate why me more than anything in this fucking world. I hate that poor me shit. Fucking hate it. Pisses me off. And when I get it, it pisses me off even worse.
Which is funny, because the alcoholic, one of the chief character defects of the I was no different. That's why the book says it. Self-pity.
Oh.
And then now, as we're sober and we're walking, it's the ugliest character trait I've ever seen in any other human being. Whether is why me or self pity. I can't stand it.
I can't deal with it.
And yet we wallowed in it back then.
And
that's called growing up.
It is, and you know so that's what my biggest fear is, that this doesn't work.
And you go through all this.
So I'm going to lay it out right
now.
You're
in as much pain now as you are now.
If I get emotional, fuck it, I don't care. Right?
It always happens.
I think what I am in a position to where how I've dealt with the immense pain that I've got is from the very beginning. I fought it, and I got out of Maynard's, and I'm like, I had my hip replaced almost immediately. I was out in May, and I had my hip replaced in August. And then right after that, I had my 3/4 fused in my back. And then I was great for a period of time. And then it just started deteriorating again. And I mean, right after my 3/4 surgery, then when they fused my 3/4, I was doing good, right? I was doing good. And I was starting to run a little bit and feel some freedom and starting to do some stuff and feeling really good. And then all of a sudden it started degenerating again. And I'm like, fuck me, what is going on? And then it took me a while to come to this conclusion that, you know what, I think for me, I'm scared of Larry being healthy, right? And I don't mean to talk about myself in the third person, but I am. I'm scared of me being healthy. Why are you scared of being healthy, Larry? Well, I know me. I know me very well. I am fucking dangerous because I don't give two shits about my body. I don't care what it takes. I'm just going to get the fucking job done. If it feels good, I'm going to do it. If it can accomplishes something, I'm going to do it. I don't give a fuck, and I'll deal with it later.
Maybe that's why God is letting you go through this, allowing you to go through this much, so that when it does work, you won't take advantage. You will appreciate. You will be more mature and ready for the gift that He's going to give you.
Yes. So, and after you and I spoke yesterday, Doug and I spoke a little bit on the way out too. And, I was basically sharing the same thing with him. And he's like, Larry, you need to do some writing. Do some writing, right? Do some writing. Yep. And I
Yeah.
got home and I had to do some other stuff. And then this morning, I started doing some writing in here, trying to figure out where this is all at. Because, like I said, I scare myself, and we go back to many of our other episodes that we talk about, is that we move at the speed of pain, right?
Yeah.
And
That's a great quote. I don't know who says that.
some little fucking midget that I know. And we move at the speed of pain. And currently my pain has been so intense that I've been moving slowly, right? And when I move, not just physically, but mentally, I've been slowing down as well.
Deliberately.
Moving yes.
Deliberately,
I've slowed down, and I'm not running as hard, but I've also pulled back from my meetings. I'm not going to as much meetings because it's painful for me to go sit through an hour meeting. It's painful for me to, you know what? I preserve what, I only have so much movement in a day before it just gets so painful. I can't hardly move. So is me getting healthy and me getting in a position of where I can go fucking do whatever I want?
I want to ask you a question.
Hit me.
Because this plays right into it, and I don't know how we didn't see this before. I'm going to ask your opinion on something as soon as I take a drink and make it. No, turn up the volume.
Fuck, you're such a dick.
Okay, do you think I'm a fool? No, do you think
Please don't make me answer that question.
Do you think I'm foolish? My decision is foolish for what I'm doing.
Doing what? Doing what?
Okay, I was in a great deal of pain, right? Then I started training about 20 years ago, really lifting, even though before I got sober. Then when I got sober, man, I really started training.
Right.
About 2017, that pain was crazy. So I really couldn't do legs that much because it was just, I could do one, but I did what I could. 2020 happens, cancer happens. My pain tolerance goes up.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's levels to pain.
Oh, yeah.
We all know this.
Oh, yeah.
Once you've gone through something like that. So then after that, when I got back to training, I could push through that. I could really strengthen my legs up. And, and then when I got my new hip, my legs are, my left leg now, because I'm left side dominant, is stronger than the right, as it used to be. That's where that is where my titanium is. That's better than it is. Now my doctor said, listen, because I promised I was going to get off the mat, once I did this. But then Logan did jiu-jitsu, so now he says, I put a $70,000 Corvette in your hip, Rob. Yes, a Corvette can go off road, but it ain't going to last 25 years,
right?
As because
that's a good point.
So what I have done, because I feel good, I'm out of pain for the first time in.
Right.
Besides the aches and pains that come from just beating yourself up on the mat.
Right.
Whatever. I am doing what you're afraid to do. What you're fearing, man, I'm going to feel good that I'm going to go. I'm doing it.
I'm getting your question.
Am I a fool?
No.
I know I'm cutting the life of this hip down by doing what I'm doing.
But here, I'm going to, yes. No. So let me rephrase that.
Doing what I'm doing, I might get 10 years.
But here, it doesn't matter. You're still be young.
I don't give a shit.
But, right.
I may not have 10 years. I got today. I have today.
You had, how many years did you have sober before you hit cancer?
9.
Okay. So you play along with me here for a minute. You had 9 years of sobriety, right? And you were healthy before that 9 years.
Besides that.
You had a little bit of pain, but for the most part, you were healthy.
Yeah.
So here's.
Well, kind of. Then I had the gut problems and I had to quit chewing.
Right.
So I wasn't quite, I had a lot of shit going on. But yeah, so first 3 years, gut problems, and then 9 years. Yeah, there's.
I guess what I'm trying to get to is I don't know. I know what I was like, healthy.
Yep.
And drinking.
But you don't know what you're like, healthy.
Thank you.
I got you.
That's where the fear's coming in, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lose what I got.
Do you trust God though?
Yes, and that's what Doug.
Do you?
Same thing. You told me yes, and I do.
Okay.
Yes, but I haven't practiced that yet.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's different. Yes, it is exciting until this.
And sometimes exciting can be a little scary.
Until this. I heard this morning. Hold on, listen.
Okay.
Promotes misery.
Hold on.
What is this thing in my head that just promotes misery? Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with them. Something's wrong with my day. Something's wrong with the God. Something's wrong with the government. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. What is this thing? All those thoughts do not produce what you want. We want happiness. We want joy. We want peace. So we really, and it's called the disease. Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body. It has all these different names, but it's fear. And until we get rid of this fear, that thing is not going to shut up. It's not. It's going to keep complaining and complaining.
Self-centered fear.
It's all
and
there.
finding things that are shitty in life.
What does the 12 by 12 say? Which is one of the great quotes of the 12 by 12.
Don't ask me what it says because you know I ain't got a fucking photographic memory.
Self-centered fear is the chief characteristic, is the chief igniter, and that's not the exact words, of all my character defects.
Right.
The chief activator of all my character defects is self-centered fear.
And that's a lot what he's talking about. And that's Danny. I mean, he's at the sober spot. I'm going to figure out a way to, I have sent several messages, and if any of our listeners,
when you find out.
As soon as I find out, I'm going to take several of us and go down and get into this, because the guy is extremely powerful. He could be a Jason Allen clone, right? He talks like him, looks like him. In fact, Ashley was talking to me about him the other day. She was like, because she was with her mom. This is funny. She was with her mom. She's like, Mom, who is that bald guy you send me all the time that talks real loud? And I go, are you talking about Danny? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know him very well. I would love to figure out how to. Anyways, the mind is just, it's a horrible, horrible place to live inside of for us.
Ours is,
right?
Don't go there alone.
No.
You can avoid it.
But I'm going to say me, I live there a lot, right? I live there a lot. And I was talking to maybe it was you yesterday. I was coming home from somewhere. I was talking to somebody, and when this whole thing starts affecting me as a whole and how I deal with my job, luckily,
it was me. We were talking.
Luckily, nobody at work has noticed, right? They all think I'm still performing. In fact, my controller the other day, she's like, Larry, I don't know how you keep going at the pace you go. And I'm like, I just go.
There's a machine, baby.
I just go. And so the little mistakes that I've been making, I've been catching them on my own, but I don't normally make these kind of mistakes. I don't normally do the things. I don't normally do this stuff that I'm doing. And it's fucking 100% because my mind is fixated on what I have looming in front of me.
Right.
And so when I start backing off, I've been asked a few times, how long are you going to take off? How long are you going to take off? I don't know. The surgeries are about 4 to 6 hours long. I'll probably take off 4 to 6 hours on the 29th. On the 31st, I don't know, but that's where my problem has always been before, is I don't let my body heal. Right. So I listen, this whole episode sounds like a poor me bullshit thing, but what I'm trying to get to, Rob, is we as alcoholics, whether it be a surgery, whether it be an operation, whether it be a looming divorce, whether it be a looming whatever, right? We ain't in fucking control of it no matter what the fuck is getting ready to happen. Never have been.
It's an illusion.
But because we practice that, right? We practice that for so long.
We're supposed to, yeah.
We practice that for so long. I've been practicing faith for 3.5 years.
Yeah, so we fall back into old thinking, old behavior, old
and
habits.
That's where I catch myself.
And that's also human nature.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're alcoholic or not. Well, I take that back. Some men don't, but if you're alcoholic or you have a vagina, you always go to the worst case scenario first.
God damn it, Rob.
Don't cut that out because it's fucking true. There are some men who think positive, but if you're an alcoholic and or have a vagina,
right,
you always go to worst case scenario. Oh, fuck, it ain't going to work, and I'm going to be just as much pain, and then someone's got to bring you off the ledge.
Yeah,
it might be.
Right.
It probably isn't. It's going to change. Right. But if it does,
right,
you know exactly how to handle it because you are handling it.
Right. And I've come to, and that's where I keep saying is I come to know, listen, God has got this no matter what happens, right?
And He's got you right where He wants you.
Yes,
no matter what happens.
That's what I'm getting at, Rob. He's got me right where He wants me. And I think the fear is for me that He wants me to stay here a while longer.
Maybe. And
see what you just said, that maybe. That's the fucking part that just got me because I don't know how much more of this shit I can take.
That's where He wants you.
Fuck, dude.
That's where He wants you. Where He wants you is, God, if this is where you want me, give me the strength to walk in this.
Right.
Don't give me a lighter load, goddammit. Right. Give me a stronger back.
Yeah.
And if that's your prayer, you're ready for growth. You're ready for change. You're ready for the next step. If you're not there,
right,
you're going to stay here,
right,
until you get there.
Yeah, I am, and I think honestly,
so. Hey, that's why we're going to be having that.
Right,
we're going to have some deer roast and some backstrap, and we're going to be talking about this episode. Like, here we are on the other side.
That's just the only way I can.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
The only way I can get through, the only way I could get through these last few months is that right there. All right, God, if this is what you want from me,
come on,
I'm right here.
Let's go.
Just give me the patience to deal with it day to day. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
And listen, if it's not the answer, which I think it's going to be, I think you're going to find great relief out of this. However,
I know not just temporary.
No, I said great relief. Period. Yeah. But you're going to find more answers too, because get inside, the doctor's going to have hey Larry, I think we got it. Right. Or maybe 10 years down the road, we'll get this and that, and we'll fix it on up. But you know what? You're going to be better.
Right.
The next year.
I think you know what?
And remember when my guy taught me. I shared it on this fucking podcast. Attitude's everything. He said it with cancer,
no.
But positive attitude affects the body. Stay positive.
Don't disagree with that, Rob. I don't.
It's hard.
Yes. Oh my God, it's miserable. It's so hard because I've just been going through it for so long, and it's like, I want to, and we talked about this yesterday in the meeting. It's something I shared. It's just like, at some point I just want to stick my head under a pillow and
let it all be over.
Let it all be over. Not dead. No, it's not the feeling.
Yeah, I don't want to
I just want to sleep until it's done. Just do.
But there's no growth in that.
No, there's not. You're 100% right. And
that's how we lived in our alcoholism.
Right. Yes, because we drank it all the way. Yeah, we drank it all the way. And look, it's just like the video that Miranda put up on Instagram today. I would be missing all this if I just slept it away, right? I'd be missing holding my granddaughter. I'd be missing those things. So that's why I get up every morning. I just battle the fight and do what I do, and continue to work through the just surrender and
surrender. What does surrender mean, Larry? It doesn't mean we give up.
No,
it doesn't. It doesn't mean we wave the white flag. We just relinquish authority.
Yeah. And that's where I think is where I'm.
And that's your struggle.
And that's where I'm having the biggest struggle. Not. So I have prayed multiple times. God, you're in control. Just tell me where you want me to go. Show me where you want me to be, and I'll follow. Right? I'll follow. I don't have a problem following anymore. I don't. Right?
Sometimes it's just sit here and stay in this.
Right.
And
there's,
I'm enough.
And it goes back to what you did it. Yep. I haven't been in that book every morning like I used to be. I haven't. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I've been so fixated on getting so far ahead at work that when I'm off from work, I can sit and relax. So what I've been doing is robbing that time from God.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been robbing that time from God so I can spend more time. I'll be in my office at 4:00 in the morning. I was sending out emails last 2 Saturdays ago at 4:15 in the morning to a bunch of the carriers, moving around. And one of the carriers emailed right back to me and says, glad to see I'm not the only crackhead working at 4:15 on a Saturday morning, but I haven't been focused.
And it doesn't take much time.
And the thing is,
you sit on the toilet, don't you?
I still do that.
But you're not meditating.
No.
You're not taking, we don't take our own fucking advice, do we?
We don't. I'm horrible at it.
The next time you get on the toilet, I tell you what, I'm gonna
sit on the toilet.
I'm gonna sneak some X-Lax and some of them cookies. So you got a lot of time on the toilet. And I'm gonna call you while you're there, fucker. Meditate. Talk to your father.
I have been spending.
Or just listening. Just listen to
I
him.
wish. It's just,
wait. What did Apostle Paul say though? I mean, let's get because he had the thorn in the flesh, which we can talk about what that actually was. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I know what it was, but it doesn't matter. And he went to, and remember, this is the man that healed people through the power of the Holy Spirit. There's people that he couldn't heal; he had to leave sick. But he prayed to God 3 times. Man, remove this from me. This is debilitating. Remove this from what God tell him. My grace is sufficient for you. Keep going. He didn't take away his. He didn't stop his journey. He didn't take away his job. He didn't lighten his load. He just said, my grace is sufficient for you.
Yeah.
In your weakness, I'm stronger.
Yeah.
That's where you're at.
I'm blinded right now, Rob. I'm blinded.
Pain is a motherfucker.
It's brutal. And like I said, I feel like I've been on a poor me tyrant for,
the one thing you haven't said is, in the rooms of AA where they say, pour me another drink. You haven't got there yet, so don't worry about it.
I don't. I've never. That's never even been a thought process for me.
Because we get it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
We remove our pride and we get the pain. We get the power out of it.
It's never. I
talk
you know,
about our
even
weaknesses,
when
talk about our deficiencies.
Even when I travel and move down the I'm headed back down to San Diego tomorrow. And it's never a thought process.
When do you
for
come?
me.
You're coming back for Christmas though, right?
I'm only gone. In fact, I may fly home the same day.
Okay.
I got a quick meeting in San Diego tomorrow. I got to do my pre-ops too. So I got a meeting in San Diego. I got to do some pre-op stuff. And then, yeah, it just depends. I have a couple things I need to get done. It just depends. I'm trying to,
So
I'll be
Sunday,
back
baby.
home. I'll be back home either Monday night or Tuesday morning. But yeah, I need to get back home. But anyway, so yeah, this is one of the things that the fear, when you talked to me yesterday about the fear, and you brought it up again a minute ago. Let's get down to it. And I've heard you. Yes, I know. And that's where I've been trying extremely hard to get down to the fear, because I go back to the analogy that you use on Jason, right? When he says that he's afraid of snakes. Well, why are you afraid of snakes? It's a gardener snake, not a, and he's like, he's afraid of death, right?
Yeah.
So I keep using that analogy when I go through this thing, and it's like, what am I scared? What's my fear in this, right?
Yeah.
What is my fear? My fear, and if I had to break it all the way back down, my fear is that this is not going to work, and my wife is going to have to watch her husband continually suffer. It's not about me. It's not. I am okay. I don't want to be in this pain, right? But I'm okay living the life that I have to live with, I think it was yesterday I was telling you I have to watch another man work in my backyard.
Yeah, the limited
Dude, that's
mobility.
painful.
I got you.
That's painful to watch that.
But that's not painful physically.
Mentally.
That's painful emotionally. Mentally.
That's ego, baby.
That's ego.
That's ego.
But
Watching another man do some work in my backyard.
Which is pride.
Get the fuck out of this is my goddamn yard, right? I've never had to have another man work in my yard. Ever. Ever.
Just today.
Work in my yard or do anything. And now I'm having to pay people to come in and do stuff in my yard.
So God bless that you have that you
Yes.
have the means to do that. What a gift.
Right. That's exactly right, Rob.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And that's what I have to tell myself. Thank God I have the ability to pay somebody to do this stuff.
Do you tell yourself that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I did after you told me to say that yesterday. I mean, that's one of those things where you told me.
Gratitude.
And I'm
lives.
like, and you're right. It goes back to that. But I can't figure out the fear in this, because Katie's got some fear of the anesthesia, blah blah blah. That's a lot of it. My fear is that God is not done with me yet.
Not yet.
Right? I don't know that. Well, you say that, but my fear is God's not done with me yet, and these 2 surgeries aren't going to work.
Oh, okay. So
that's my
because you're so hard headed,
right?
It's I think you overvalue your toughness.
Yeah,
I think you're ready. I think you're ready.
I'm beat. I
know,
can tell
buddy.
you that. I'm beat.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I'm beat down, and it's just I don't know. I don't know how much more I could take.
I know what I know is things are going to be different when you get done with this.
Right. I pray,
and I believe they're going to be better.
Well,
one way or another.
One of the things I've actually came to grips with is wherever I end up after this surgery, I'm going to have to accept. Right.
No matter what.
Right.
That's wait. You know what? You don't have to.
I'm going to.
I would hope so, because that's a great tool that we have in our toolbox.
I have to accept and adjust.
Where it is that moment.
Right.
Because it could get better.
I mean, I think that's where a lot of people give up, right? You can't just accept the situation. If you don't adjust your thought. What?
I accept. Be like, okay, getting older. Right? I got the hip and there's people that.
Right.
It drives my wife nuts sometimes, but she sees the look on my face when I come home. It's like,
right.
And we've had we have a lot of understanding, but I accept the fact that I'm getting older.
Right.
And there's going to be limitations.
Right.
But I'm going to fight it tooth and nail.
But that's where
even though I'm going to lose.
Right.
We all lose the battle to Father Time. Right. I don't give a shit. I'm going to fight that. That's just my nature. And I'm going to do it graciously, and I'm going to accept defeat as it comes. But I'm going to fucking fight it.
The difference between you and me
Fuck it.
is I will do the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's where I mentally get beat up because when I figure out that so you're in the same spot. Yeah. Right. That's where I gotta regroup and then but that's what I mean. You have to accept, right? And adjust, right? So not only do you have to accept what is happening with yourself, right? And not just with yourself, you have to accept a person, place, or thing, right?
As it is,
right? And then you have once you accept it, then you have to adjust to it.
And that doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
No.
I used to have a hard time accepting the blessings.
Right. I think the big, like I said, that's where I think, Katie and I had this big discussion the other day is she can accept, but she doesn't adjust, right? Mm-hmm. So she accepts it, but then she doesn't adjust her thought process on,
you got to open the sails a little bit, catch a little more wind. Let's go. The wind's going this way now. Right. You've got to turn, but I want to go this direction, but the wind's not going that direction.
You got to go.
The God's taking us this direction. Adjust your sails because it's the better direction.
Right.
It may not be the more comfortable direction, but it's the right direction.
That is the right direction.
That's where pride needs.
Right. So this will be airing on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. So be careful, be safe, be sane. If you find yourself in an AA meeting come January 7th or January 6th, welcome home. Stay there.
This is where the amateurs. This is where a lot of amateurs.
The amateur hours are coming.
Amateur hours. I love it. Watching the judge sends them in and they don't have a problem. And they start hearing some shit. And then about 10 of them, if there's 15 of them that come in with the letter to get signed, 2 of them will stay because probably all of them are the real deal.
Need to.
But 2 of them will realize that they need this. And those are 2 I'll grab a hold of.
I think that's where that's the other thing real fast before we wrap up. How are you doing? We haven't really talked about you. I mean, you backed off a little bit.
Fantastic.
You feeling better?
Yeah. Well, all week this week, I went to a meeting every day.
Okay.
Did a little step work on Thursday.
Okay.
And I went to training on one day, Friday.
Okay.
Just to get back with there's some things I had to put on the back burner with all that extra training.
Right.
Which I don't regret a minute of it.
No, I'm sure you don't.
And
I'm sure you don't.
So yeah, and then so I got all that.
Your physical health and your mental health, you outswung it one direction. Yeah. You'll bounce back.
I'll do it again, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just like I said, you took too much meth. You need to back off a little bit.
That's the nature of Rob's pendulum. I'm rarely,
in that middle spot.
I'm rarely here. I'm here. But right now, because I don't have anybody,
right?
Because I don't know how these. We started over with this young man, my age. I don't think they're going to take with this one. But I'm there for whatever you want to go. But I'm not chasing nobody. But I really don't have anything going on besides I can hit whatever.
God's going to bring to you. God's going to bring to you.
Season,
right.
So I'm going to take advantage.
And I said that yesterday. This is just a season of my life that I'm going through. It's all this is.
Yeah.
It's just a season of my life that I'm going through. And you know what? And I recognize that. Right. I'm not fighting the moment. I'm not fighting this right now. Do I want it to be over? I do.
Yeah.
I do. I want it to be over, but I know this is a period of life and it's seasonal and this too shall pass.
Eventually.
Right? This too shall pass. And when it does, I'll look back on it. And my brother Brian said the same thing. I can't wait to hear your story once you get through the other side of this.
How grateful you're the same thing I say.
Right.
How grateful you are to God for, you won't say it right now because we're not grateful, right? This fucking sucks.
I don't even know what's going to happen.
But you'll be grateful for the season because of who he made it.
Right.
What it developed you into, what we allowed it, because we can keep fighting and not adjust, and we can keep bitching and moaning and not. But that's what we used to do.
But I'm going to adjust.
And one more thing I want to get to all the boys that are listening to this. Yep. Next year, June-ish, July.
All right.
We're doing another boys retreat.
All right, let's do it. We've got to get it on the calendar. One of the things I know, if it doesn't get on the calendar, it won't happen.
We're going to put it on the calendar. We're going to get Brandon on it.
Okay.
Because that motherfucker handles business.
Dude, he got that meeting's going so awesome. I love that, man.
But when he gets in a direction.
Right. And he's probably listening to this. No, it's New Year's Eve, so he's not going to work. So
yeah,
but
he might. Next year, what time?
But you can't wait till, if we're going to do this next year, we have to start it in January.
That's what I'm saying.
Right after January, you got to start planning. One of the meetings,
we're going to plan. This is going to be the day, boys. So if you can make it, what day was it when we went? Not last year.
We went later of July because
was it August?
It was in August. Yeah, it was in between seasons. I know I was in between football season. I think I'm not for sure. I know it was in between something.
I can tell you exactly.
Oh, you know what? You're right. We do. I'm not for sure without going back on it. So here's the other thing I said I was going to bring up.
Bring it up, motherfucker.
Bring it up before we go bouncing down the road. Is I'm firing your ass as a sponsor.
Oh, no.
That's the other thing I brought up yesterday.
Please don't do this to me.
That's the other thing.
How am I going to survive?
I don't know. And I don't fucking care. That's your problem. You know, we maybe have hinted about it, but I said I was going to, I actually.
It was right after I got burned. Remember I got burned by the oil?
Oh, yeah.
Is when we went. So it's, you're wrong. June 28th is when that's.
But there was something substantial.
Yeah,
there was something substantial about why we went that weekend.
It's end of June in Pinecrest. Right. We're doing it again. I'm fired. Wait, give me the good news again. Say it again.
I have said multiple times that I feel like I'm. Are those joy? Is that joy?
Surprise. Free at last.
Free at last. Oh, yeah. So.
Oh, God. A weight has been lifted. I feel liberated.
I have been saying I was going to go back through these steps again because I know there's still some stuff left.
Oh, there's stuff, Larry.
And I pronounced.
Go get it. Fuck yeah. I got paid. Take these with you. Take these with you to Doug's house.
And I announced that at the meeting yesterday that I said, I'm firing him and I'm hiring this guy. Poor Doug. Oh, Doug. Does he even know what he's in for?
No. Yeah, he does. Doug's sharp. I've prepared him.
He's
prepared.
You know, but I've said this all along. I have it. You know, me and Doug have talked so much about a lot of the stuff that him and I am still working through. That Doug went when you took Doug 18. Through his steps, 18 or 19, was it 8? I thought it was 20 years.
He was 18 years sober at the time.
Yeah, when you took him back through the steps.
Yeah. And he got more out of those than the first step because, not because of how Rob, even though I do it great, but it has nothing to do with me. Had everything to do with where Doug was in his recovery. Doug was in his spirituality. Doug was in his maturity. He was ready, just like you. He's going to take you similarly to what I did because I took him through the steps. So it's going to be similar. What's different is you. You're 3.5, almost 4 years into this growth, into this process with your relationship with God.
And I know
that's the big difference.
And I know there's still stuff. There's stuff in there that we've talked about that I haven't just dealt with. Right? It's not. It's right on the surface, and I don't have to dig very deep to go into it. It's right here. My thing is, well, how am I going to deal with it? How am I going to deal with it? Right? You know, we've talked about it. But now it's time to get down to those, and you know, because like I said, there's last few onion pills that need to get off there, and you know, we're gonna get them off. So I'm
fired you for you, buddy.
I am. I'm excited to get back through it. You know,
and
like
I'm grateful to Doug.
Right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. He said yes.
Well, Brandon's doing the same thing with Pat going back through.
Is he going back through? Good for Brandon. He's doing it that quickly.
Yeah.
Wow. Why not? For him. Because he's not as hard headed as I was.
Oh, Brandon, pretty stubborn. Yeah. Brandon.
That's funny.
He's pretty stubborn.
That's funny. You know? That's funny.
But you guys are using it, and he uses his in a good way. Look, it drives him now. He puts that towards something positive, and he goes. But he's going back through with Pat. Amazing. I'm great. And again, look where he's at. Once he cleared that year sober, man, he's skyrocketing. He's ready for something deeper. Right. Go get it.
And the harder he works, the more clarity he gets, and the more clarity he gets, the more peace and serenity.
The steps don't change. God, see, he's never changing. Right. We change, and we're as we mature, we're ready to go deeper. But yeah.
All right, brother. We have a marathon today. We got 2 more we're recording today because this will be the last time we record for a while. Yeah. So we're going to do a marathon today.
So those are going to go. So this coming Christmas Eve is going to be.
Yeah, Christmas Eve will be Westside John and you and me will drop. Yeah, the one you and me and John just recorded will drop.
Oh, Westside John.
Westside. Yeah. And then this one, and then Dustin and Priscilla, and then we'll do a topic with them a little bit later too.
Okay.
So we have a marathon to go through today.
I'm ready. I got a bag of methamphetamines. Oh.
Wait. What?
Let her say it.
I know.
Does she say it?
Thank you for listening to the Recovery Unfiltered podcast. We appreciate you being here today. If you'd like to reach out to us, please email us at recoveryunfilteredpodcast.com. We will do our best to answer all of your emails.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Sponsored by gmail.com.
Later.